Hello, thank you for joining me today. And we're doing our podcast here, our premiere podcast in the UAE. Many of you guys know me as Angela Louu from Silicon Valley. I'm a Silicon Valley native and recently moved here to the UAE, particularly Dubai. It's been such a great adventure and we are expanding our operations here. Many of you know that I run Vela, a global family office network. Right now we have about 400 plus family offices globally in the network. It's by referral. It's a very private group, and we'd like to explore a little bit about why I'm here and why so many of the family offices are reaching out to me and asking me particularly about the opportunities in UAE and why it is poised to be the global epicenter for capital. And I have with me a real estate specialist, Bear Mitchell here, who is with Totality Real Estate. And the reason we wanted to do this is because we're having so many questions from our different family offices and the ultra high net worth individuals that are, interested in diversifying in some place that's stable, politically and also capital wise. What is a safe haven right now? And big shout out to all the people that have inspired me to do this video. So let's just dive right in.
Let's do it.
Wonderful. So I moved here, Bear, to pretty much instill myself in this, expanding market. So let's quickly touch on some of the things that are attracting a lot of the investors and entrepreneurs, millionaires and billionaires, which are, really popular phrases that people like to throw around and drop. I'm sure you've heard that quite a bit.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah. And so actually we're going to get right into what you do because you're also an expert seeing so many of these transactions on the ground and doing 3 billion in transaction volume in real estate, which is fascinating. We're going to dive into your expertise. But one of the things that we're really seeing right now, some of the elements that really are appealing to foreign investors and people that want to set up businesses and companies here is the fact that they have free zones. So free zones are basically allowing these foreign investors to have 100% foreign ownership, basically zero corporate tax based on certain conditions, and 100% import and export tax exemptions as well. So that's extremely appealing. And we have real estate in different areas, but along, for example, Jebel Ali is really appealing for those industries such as manufacturing, logistics, and trade. And then you have the Dubai Airport free zone, which is great for also logistics and trade as well. So these are really areas that are attracting so much business. And real estate is so dependent, as you know, Bear, not only on, the houses themselves or the land value, but the economic wheel and cycle around them. So we look at those macro trends as well as in micro neighborhoods, and we're going to explore some of those neighborhoods that are really emerging and booming in value because of those other economic wheels and economic determinants. And one of the greatest things that has just happened recently in UAE is the fact that in 2025, 2026, they basically allowed these companies and businesses that are opening in the free zone to also work in the mainland. So that hasn't really happened before, and that opens a ton more opportunity to expand not only, with your current foreign clientele, etc., but also expansion here, through certain permitting and licenses to work with the mainland. So that combined with the tax benefits is insane for hyper growth. Really poises the UAE to be that center of business and commerce. Not only that, but pair that with the fact that we recently just started the capital infrastructure here to allow folks to have liquidity and to cross-invest globally for the first time ever. There are so many different platforms that launched, particularly in ADGM and DIFC, which are like the New York of UAE in some ways, a London.
Which they're expanding now with $100 billion dirham expansion.
That's insane. That's incredible,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So combine that with the world's biggest airport. And these folks are just so dedicated to really building the ecosystem and making it family friendly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very important to mention that.
Absolutely. And, so I'm sure you're probably seeing a lot of the, ultra high net worth individuals. These families are coming here in droves. And how many are you seeing? Like, what are the statistics of that?
About 6,000 a year of what the statistic shows. But I'm pretty sure it's way more than that. And the reasons, very solid reasons behind that. For us as business owners and the people who are constantly working, it's very important the safety of the family and the kids, of course. And UAE has really provided a platform, provided the safety net for the families, not only for us to do business, but also for the kids to grow in a very safe environment, with the top international schools opening, are here already, right? So with the high class, world class infrastructure for health. So I don't really see anywhere else in the world where my kids can grow safer than Dubai, the UAE, not just Dubai, but the UAE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really incredible. One of the things that we also see is the fact that it's a great, not only is it a safe haven because of safety, but the fact that, a lot of these other major cities are facing inflation and all this other stuff. And UAE has really been able to be stabilizing in that sense. So everyone's kind of coming in from where do you see them, influxing in?
Just all over the world, Europe, even North America. A lot of people just understanding how difficult it is to run a business, to just transact on a daily basis. And when they see what's going on here, they're like, wow, we didn't know a place like this exists in the world, right? So everything is very easy here as far as operating a business, running your operations here in Dubai and the UAE, and obviously the no tax is a big benefit.
Yes.
On top of everything.
Yes. And that actually makes sense. Our family offices are very keen on this fact because it helps build family legacy. So always question is, there is a wealth transfer going on, trillions of dollars just in the next 10 years. But how do you also preserve family legacy? And UAE is a perfect way to diversify that. And, there is tax exemptions, there is no capital gains.
There's no inheritance tax, there's no capital gain tax, there's no property tax, there's no rental yield tax.
Wow.
So it's just it's like
right.
a haven on earth.
Right. And that actually creates more abundance in some ways.
Yes.
It's really allowed to have those kind of tax benefits here because of how liquid the wallet is here in terms of, abundance. And so one of the greatest things is the UAE is also diversifying their economy off oil and actually reinvesting it into other sectors, which also creates a lot of opportunity and growth. So
tourism is a huge sector here, but I think one of the most important factors that is super safe here, and we all know that, and we've seen 1,000 different videos and information about how you can leave your stuff and just walk away and come back and it's still gonna be there. Me being growing up and living not in one place and just constantly moving, I haven't seen anything like that, to be honest with you. So this creates confidence in people, right, who come here, who live here, and I think it's an amazing thing. So another one of those important things, right, safety.
Absolutely.
Where you can't find anywhere else today, and I think what's going on in Europe and other places in the world, it's really unsafe, not only for yourself, for your belongings, but also for the family.
Right. And to touch on that point, I'm a big believer in bringing abundance everywhere. And I think one of the key reasons of the faltering safety in other areas is the lack of, community in a way, where people, I think we need to move into an era where thy neighbor shall help thy neighbor as much as they can.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah. And that is one of the key characteristics
here. You can really feel it.
That's right.
Definitely helping others is a big major thing here, and you can feel it and see it on a daily basis. That's amazing.
Absolutely. So I think it's not only geared towards the ultra high net worth, etc., that it's been really going to have, but it's also set for value driven entrepreneurs that are truly building. This place can really help accelerate a lot of those movements, especially because if you are a good performer or a good executor and you actually deliver, word spreads really fast here, and you can get in front of those key people that will elevate your business.
100%. if you really want to, do the right business and do everything by the book, this is definitely the place to start a business and to move your operations into this place.
Right.
From just any sector, financial, e-commerce, real estate, insurance, absolutely any sector, you can find, a UAE being the base for the business.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And not only operating locally, but actually operating globally, but out of the UAE.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
all the hubs, you can really literally take a flight anywhere you want in the world, and it's super affordable and super fast.
Yes, and that's right. Actually, one of the biggest appeals is also the fact that it's very compatible with the Asia-India time zones at only 3 to 4 hours.
A lot of traders moving here because not a lot of people like waking up in the morning for New York session, London session. If you're a trader in New York and you trade London session, you gotta wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Here in Dubai, in the UAE, the time zone allows you to trade both.
Yes.
The New York open, the London open, so it's perfect.
Absolutely.
And they'll love it because first of all, it's tax free, right? In income.
Right. Yeah.
And then not only that, but they can do a lot of other things during the first half of the day.
Yeah.
And then when it's here 5:30 during the summertime, 6:30 p.m. during winter time, they can actually sit down and trade. So
there's I think they said about 46 hedge funds moving here.
100 already set up in the DIFC.
Yep. 100. And actually about 30 also set up in ADGM.
Yes, of course.
So that's, incredible. Yeah, I mean, along with all of that and all that opportunity, but it's also just great for, again, community-driven individuals that are looking for folks that are just smart. Because not only is it having about 90% expats here in Dubai alone, a lot of those people are extremely smart, the ones that do excel. They've already have natural talent. Combine that with other people that they're connecting with, it's pretty much like rocket fuel. Of course, like any big city, there's quite a bit of noise and that takes some time navigating. But again, if you are the executor and you actually deliver, getting into those circles and having those doors open for you and meeting other people that are extremely high value and driven.
Very easy.
Very easy.
No bureaucracy, which is the problem we all faced back at home.
Yeah.
And there's just, if you have something valuable to bring to the table, there are going to be people who are going to listen to you. Mm-hmm. And that's very important. Mm-hmm. Especially for business owners and just somebody who's starting up and stuff like that.
So if I want to do business here, what is the fastest way? I've heard something about a golden visa, and I think you know a little bit more about it, but it's 10
You don't
years.
need a golden visa to actually set up a business, because when you set up a business, you get an investor visa that gets renewed every 2 years. But obviously, if you're planning to stay here for longer, golden visa is definitely
How do my family offices get the residency here, right?
Yeah, so through real estate investment is the easiest way, let's say, to get your golden visa. If you purchase a property over 2 million dirhams in value, whether you buy it in pre-construction, like off plan, or whether you buy it something that is on the market, you get qualified to obtain a golden visa for 10 years for yourself, and then you can sponsor for your family.
Yes. And my understanding is that is quite easy and streamlined process right now.
It's 5 to 10 business days and you get it.
Amazing.
Once the property is registered in Okud, which is Dubai Land Department, and you pay the 4% transfer fee, you can then apply for your golden visa, and within 10 business days, assuming that you have no any type of legal issues or anything like that, you can then apply.
So basically 2 million dirhams translates to about 575,000. Okay, 575,000. And that's great. And that's also stable because the dirham is backed by
and also your with all the real estate transactions that are going on here and the real estate growth, you also will make money on that.
So. Absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely one way to become a resident here, or having to open a company or business, or being an exceptional individual, either an artist or some scientist, etc.
Yeah, you don't need to buy a real estate, you can just apply for that.
Right. But we are seeing the majority of people that are interested, the fastest way is growing their real estate portfolio. And also it's a beautiful asset. I mean, talk about those beachfront properties.
Yeah, well, definitely this is something that is not a lot of anywhere in the world, and beachfront properties definitely grow in value the fastest, right? So Dubai has some real exceptional places where you can still invest and capitalize on the growth that's happening. So like places like Dubai Islands, for example, or Maritime City, or Al Marjan in Ras Al Khaimah, where they're building the first casino in the region. So there's quite a few places where you can still invest in beachfront properties and really benefit from the growth.
Now, what I also find so really poetic and beautiful about Dubai and UAE in general is that you have all this modernization, but it's such a young city in terms of the modernization of it, really about 50 years old. So you also have the backdrop of a lot of the historical sites too, that the natives here have been here for thousands of years. And in fact, Dubai used to be a pearling city. It's such a little beautiful place along the water and stuff. And now you have a lot of that rich history. And then you have these new builds. You have a little bit of the Miami vibe, the New York talent, the financial structure. And UAE is literally absorbing capital like at the speed of light, pretty much. So I'd like to actually ask you, like, where are some of these best investments? Because we know that Dubai South, where the Al Maktoum airport is, and then also the new downtown is going to be, is attracting a lot of attention. But then you also have, Dubai Islands, which is right by DIFC, and that's kind of like the financial center of Dubai. The expansion very close to the Dubai Islands is the last of the waterfront land, pretty much, right?
Well, technically, yes, Maritime and Dubai Islands both, which are located about 20 minutes away from DIFC. Dubai Islands, a little bit longer, but amazing development. Some of the most beautiful beaches in Dubai, and the price points are still $600 to $900 per square foot, targeting about $1,500-$1,600 per square foot. So there's still a lot of good opportunities,
right?
A lot of opportunities to get into, but obviously, as we know, high demand. When demand is there, prices tend to rise much faster. So and it's limited supply, which is another kind of good factor, right? So Dubai Islands, Al Marjan, also a good beachfront community that is strictly going to be focusing on tourism. And as you know, Wynn Hotel and Casino is on their way, delivering in the first or second quarter of 2027. If you take a look at all the Wynn Hotel and Casino properties, they host about 8 million visitors per year. So that place is definitely the right place for investment in real estate. Prices they're looking at price per square foot 7 to 10,000 dirhams by 2030, where Dubai Islands is 5 to 7,000 dirham per square meter. So per square foot, sorry. So there's a lot of capital gain to be made.
Yeah.
There, right?
And for our audience, can you do that translation in dollars for us?
So we're looking at about if we divide that by 3.65, so about 1,500 to 2,000 dollars per square foot.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then
that's the potential.
And we also actually have access to some off markets directly with these owners and developers, correct?
100%. Yes. Yes.
And what are those kind of prices looking like?
In Dubai Islands?
Yeah, I mean, recently I think we came across one that was 2.4, but the market value was about 2.6, 2.7.
Yeah, just different opportunities. Depends on the location and depends on the demand for that particular developer, or if it's less known developer, obviously there are more opportunities there. If it's some high-profile developer, these things would be gone in like 3 hours.
Right.
So you need to really be ready.
Right.
Good properties don't last long in the UAE.
Right. But as long as you're fostering those relationships, which is also what makes you such an expert in being able to close that $3 billion, is that you have these direct relationships.
I definitely have direct relationships with a lot of different developers, and we spot opportunities because we study data, and we're a data-driven real estate company, and that definitely translates into better deals and greater opportunities.
Absolutely. And so touching on the fact that there are such a high demand and shortage of just those waterfront properties, but we also have such a huge influx of people coming through tourism. Last year alone, we had about 18.9 visitors and 153,000 hotels. So you can think that's a huge shortage, which opens a big opportunity for short-term rentals, right? What are some of the stats that we're seeing for short-term rentals? You mentioned different areas, and I know that some of them are, you're yielding about 8 to 10% per year for something like Dubai Islands, right by, the DIFC center. But
definitely that's in projection, but places like, for example, Al Marjan would even do 12 to 16%, depends on property, depends on which property it is, right? And depends on the amenities they offer, whether it's on by the beach access, no beach access. So yeah, 8 to 10%, you can see it all day long.
Yeah.
In different
you can't get those numbers
no
anywhere
way,
else, really.
No way.
No. Yeah.
No.
So yeah, it's a great way to diversify, the portfolio. Having, definitely one foot in the door here in this region because of all that hyper growth and the fact that it's really such a young country, only pretty much 50 years, like I said. And with the tech sector, the capital markets and infrastructure that's happening right now, it's really just at its birth.
The number shows there's about 1,000 people moving to Dubai every day. So I think the demand for real estate is definitely going to be there for a long time. Unlike where, if it's only for investors, there's always an issue when it comes to the growth and what's going to happen in the next 3-4 years. Who is going to be occupying these places, these properties here? I don't think there's going to be that problem because of high demand, people that are moving to actually live, not to tourists, not to tour, but to actually live here. So.
Absolutely. So I think some of the trajectories are, Dubai Islands are about 30% appreciation, and then in South Dubai next to the Al Maktoum Airport and the new downtown, we're looking at probably about 16% year over year appreciation.
I think Dubai Islands and Maritime is going to double in price.
Wow.
From today.
Yep.
From today's prices, I think there's a potential to double.
I would say that the Dubai South might be somebody that's a little bit more risk appetite heavy, just because
it's a long-term play.
Yeah, it's a little bit more speculative.
Because the airport is going to be ready by 2032, but Abu Dhabi is seeing some real nice growth in real estate, and a lot of opportunities are coming to Dubai. Right now they announced Disneyland is coming to Dubai. Yep. Abu Dhabi is really picking up. So.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, alongside with that, some of the other initiatives to make it more family friendly and all around the lifestyle in terms of quality.
Family friendly, financial center, the center of the AI in the UAE.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of entertainment for the kids.
Yeah, but also the greenery, right? There's a lot more parks, and there's a 40% expansion plans to increase all the greenery. Can you go into a little bit about
in
that?
Dubai also by 2040 they want to expand the greenery by 40% from what it is right now, and so that's coming.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's well grounded for lifestyle and everything, and
sure.
And if you haven't come here, I would highly encourage it.
No, you can't. When I speak to somebody who's not been here on the phone, they don't understand.
No.
And when they come here wow.
I know. And it was so crazy because it really took me about 5 trips myself to fully acclimate, but also really understand what was going on here, and for me to conceptualize the advancement. The buildings are new, they're quite fast, the restaurants are amazing, again, people, community. I always believe that have your foot in your homeland as well, because being connected to your origins is so important, and then bringing abundance across the board. There's so much cross-pollination and opportunity for just the global sector as well, for building abundance here, building abundance there.
I just wanted to also point out about the infrastructure, and in a fastest growing city like Dubai, obviously not everything is perfect when it comes to infrastructure, but they're not afraid to pour billions into continuing development of infrastructure, and it's just amazing to see it. Like, the government is really want this city to be perfect. There's a lot of infrastructure development going on, and they really announced like billions and billions of dirhams for the next couple of years to fix all the little issues and try to ease the traffic and a bunch of different infrastructure developments. So
that's amazing.
Yes.
And actually,
if you drive around city, you can see new bridges being built and new roads being expanded. So there's a lot of work that is already going on, not just words, right?
And going off of what you're saying about that infrastructure and those billions of dollars that's getting poured into infrastructure, that's really attracting a lot of our family offices that are in different sectors. For example, if they have a steel company, trading commodities platform, etc., that's operating from the free zone, and then they're being able to work also on the mainland through those permits permitting, that they have those opportunities to really help with expansion as well. So that's attracting different sectors, manufacturing, etc. They're also having full repatriation. So they're also able to bring a lot of that revenue and abundance back to their home and their country and creating more abundance there as well. So it's full cross-pollination, and I think that's the key for safety. It's, through capital trade, and UAE is a beautiful example of that.
100%.
Yeah. With that said, I want to thank everybody for listening in today. And also I want to thank Bear and Totality Real Estate for your time and expertise.
Thank you.
Really looking forward to our ongoing partnership. We have an amazing Golden Visa program rolling out for folks that are interested in the residency. We also have a program where we can help them streamline the entire process of setting up their business here through our different law firm partnerships, the regulatory systems that we're also partnered with. And if you'd like to learn anything else, please feel free to contact us. We're going to drop our WhatsApp and our email here shortly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.